Hey everybody, Heretic here. Today in the Battlegrounds, we're talking about beasts in Season 8. We're going to go over all the beasts leaving, changing, arriving, trinkets, all the changes. And there are quite a few, so get ready. Let's jump right into it. All right, let's jump into the beasts that are leaving. These are the ones you may love, you may hate, but either way, they're gone. Let's look at them. We're going to start with Rat Pack. Now, Rat Pack, I don't really love. It doesn't really fill the board very efficiently with minions. It's only one death rattle. There certainly are minions that do it better, but it had a good niche and it fit that role nicely for a while. Lately, it's not been so good at it. Also gone, now we're going to be losing the mechanized gift horse. Is the minion I am kind of annoyed to see gone. I loved this thing. It was so efficient at giving us death rattles, give us more death rattles. It put bodies on the board nicely. And as a beast player, that's typically what you need to do. You need those tokens to get the value out of the things you're going to be using. So with them being gone, it is a little frustrating, but there'll be things later that will help bring it back to make it all work. Also leaving will be Untamable. Now, Untamable, you triple into it early, it can be strong, but never feels great when I hit Untamable. There are times, trust me, where I've won with it, and it has definitely carried the game because of a good series of hits. Adding that Divine Shield because it hits a token every time it needs a shield reset. And it's just beautiful, and it happens. And there's also the times where it just dies and game over with it. Won't really miss Untamable that much. Next up, we have Gas Coiler. Now Gas Coiler, sorry, distractions. Gas Coiler is a minion I have universally loved. Why? It's an RNG pinata. I don't think it's fair that it could die at the last second and kick out 2 tier 6 minions and make it so someone takes max damage. I wish those counted as tier 1s whenever they popped out of the coiler. But now it doesn't matter because the coiler is gone and we don't need to worry about what's going to pop out of it ever again. Is it going to be the Tunnel Blaster that destroys your own board? Is it going to be the Leroy that saves the day? Now we'll never know. All right. Let's jump into the minions that are returning and or changing to the Beast Tribe. There are some interesting what is that sound? I keep swearing I'm hearing something. I'm sorry. We're going to start with the tier 2. Oh God, no. Oh no. Yeah, you got it. Leapfrog's back. Tier 2, 3/3, Leapfrog, Death Rattle, give a friendly beast, +1/+1, and this Death Rattle. I have spent a lot of time trying to downplay the likelihood of this card's return because it can eat up your entire combat phase. And it's kind of frustrating. And that's kind of annoying. But it's also fun to watch the froggies bounce around, depending which end of the froggies you're on. If that's a combat that eats up your entire shop phase and you lose, it feels pretty bad. If it's a combat that eats up the entire shop phase and you win, you're still thinking, damn it, I could have gotten better things. I could have made this even better. There is an issue with the animations. I have no information whatsoever if they've resolved it or they're just putting it back out. This is kind of the special thing it is. We're gonna see, but we will get to hear a lot more of that sound. Also changing a little bit will be the Monstrous Macaw tier 3 4/3. Its text changes a little bit now. After this attack, trigger your leftmost death rattle except this minions. That means if somehow, say, a death rattle suddenly appeared on it, I'm looking at you, Frogger, it couldn't trigger its own death rattle. We don't want to relive that nightmare scenario when that plays out. Let us be very happy that it cannot trigger its own death rattle. Thank you. Sly Raptor's coming back. Tier 4, 1/3 beast. Death rattle, summon a random beast, set its stats to 7/7. I loved Sly Raptor when it was around. It's just random enough where it's a good time, but it always gives you at least a 7/7, so it's not the chance that it's just going to kick out garbage like Gas Coiler occasionally could. That being said, Sly Raptor, a nice addition to return to beasts. Primate is changed just a little tiny bit, going to tier 5, becoming a 3/9 beast pirate. After a friendly death rattle minion dies, gain 1 gold next turn. I am very cautious on this change. It being tier 5 feels really bad to me. I don't want this unless it's really early on turn 4, or if I triple into this while tier 3. It's just painful sometimes. It doesn't really win you a fight. It just gives you gold. So if you hang on to this too long, your likelihood of taking 15 damage is very high. That being said, Primate at tier 5, we'll see. All right, let's jump into the new beasts. And there's only one, but it's interesting. At tier 6, we have a 3/6 Indomitable Mount. Death Rattle, summon a random beast from tier 3, 4, and 5. So some potential, a lot of variety. Could get a lot of different beasts out of this. We'll see how it works compared to Gas Coiler. I like it because now we know it's giving us a beast. It's not a question of what it's going to pop out. It's just kind of a more refined version of that. And yeah, it has less stats, but it summons more minions, so I don't mind either way. All right, we know the minions are changing. It's time to get into the trinkets. We're starting with the turn 6 lesser trinkets. For 3 gold, we have the Feral Talisman. Your minions have +2/+1. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's just a very small buff. I feel like there are better you can get. In a pinch, it is tempo if you desperately need it. Next, we have the 2 gold Tiger Carving. Whenever a friendly minion takes damage, give a random friendly minion +2 attack permanently. I don't love this one, but that being said, this could be a lot of scaling for the back end of your board as it's just soaking up that attack. Now, it's just attack, no health at all, but it's a good bit of attack that could be very, very powerful when it finally does hit. At 2 gold, we have the Fishy Sticker. Start of combat, summon a Fish of N'Zoth that copies Death Rattles. Folks, I feel bad for N'Zoth in this meta. Everybody's N'Zoth. Could N'Zoth take a break? Maybe give him the meta off. I'm gonna be really annoyed if I'm playing N'Zoth and it gives me N'Zoth stickers. I'm gonna be like, what the hell? Mind you, extra value, extra Death Rattles, assuming I can find it. Finally, at 2 gold, we have Lucky Tabby. After 6 friendly minions die, get a random beast. That is awesome. This is phenomenal. At turn 6, with beasts who already summon a bunch of random crap, you're going to guarantee direction in the form of more beasts every time 6 die. That should be very doable, folks, at this early a point in the game. Lucky Tabby is amazing. All right, let's get into the greater trinkets. Let's see the good stuff we're going to be going with. Starting on turn 9, and we're starting with Feral Talisman. 3 gold, your minions have +5/+3. Good on turn 9, quickly falling off a cliff after that. I do not like this one unless you're desperate. We'll wait and play some games to hold out True Judgment, but it doesn't feel long-term like this is something you want to be having on your board. 2 gold, we have the Horde Keychain. Different item, same problem. Your minions from tier 3 or lower have +6/+4. Not bad, just a little bit of stats. Your tokens are all going to be from tier 3 or lower, so they're all going to get buffed, but feels like it falls off a cliff, especially compared to some of these other trinkets you're going to see. For 4 gold, you have the Fishy Sticker again. Start of combat, summon a golden Fish of N'Zoth that copies Death Rattles. Guess what, folks? For N'Zoth. Now a gold one being given out. Can't even golden their own hero power, but everybody else can, in theory, have a golden fish. 2 gold Tiger Carving. Whenever a friendly minion takes damage, give a random friendly minion +4 attack permanently. Now, I don't love this one. It's just attack buffs, so I don't really think it's that big a deal, but this is just taking damage. If your minions survive taking damage, or just there's lots of them because tokens, a lot of attack can be being thrown out. The issue with this, of course, is a lot of that will probably end up on tokens, which means it's not permanent because it goes away because they go away, but has some potential. I don't love it, but it could work just through sheer volume. Next up for 3 gold, we have the Gilnean Thorned Rose. Avenge 3, give your minions +3/+3 permanently and deal 1 damage to them. Interesting. They're all going to get 3 minions die of yours, and then +3/+3 permanently, and then they all take 1 damage. So essentially, they're going to get a 3/2 buff during that combat, but permanently gain 3/3. This means your backline will be massive, theoretically, just scaling hugely once you get this online, because beasts are never really shy about summoning out lots of minions to die. This will be very interesting to see how it plays out, unless these new minions and the minions that have left dramatically affect the pools and how beasts are working fundamentally, which I don't think it will. For 3 gold, the Slamma Sticker is here. You've got it, folks. Banana Slamma's back, and he can't be sniped. After you summon a beast in combat, double its stats. Lots of potential for nastiness here. compared to some of these other trinkets, it isn't busted. It's still got to be summoned in combat to benefit from it. It's not a permanent buff, but we've all seen Banana Slamma do some silly things. So this will be interesting to see how it plays out. For 2 gold, Rivendare Portrait, get a Titus Rivendare. Start of combat, give your Titus Rivendare stealth. We've all been there. Our Titus always dies early. We're just lasted one more death. One more minion died. The death rattle went off. You won. You get sniped. Not anymore. Now you just need to buff him a little bit. Hide him in that back line. Never worry about him again. Or at least until the last minion swings, which will be him. And then he'll probably die horribly. But you might have a board of giant whatevers that are still kicking around on the other side of him who are still going to be there to swing after he dies because he's already done his job of giving out the death rattles. Rivendare's Portrait. Disgusting. Can't wait to play it. All right, folks, that's it. That's Beasts. We're done. We've seen all the ones leaving, changing, arriving, the new trinkets. What do you think? Please let me know in the comments below. Tell me if you think these might be a little more powerful than, oh, we're going to compare them to some of the pirate stuff. When you look at the insanity some of these can deliver, it's nutty. There's going to be some balancing going on. Obviously, in the first couple weeks, some of these things are going to get nerfed or their cost is just going to go up astronomically because I'm sorry, turn 9, you're guaranteed a Titus Rivendare and it has stealth. Should probably be 10 gold. Thanks for watching. I hope you had a good time. I hope you learned a few things. I'll catch you in the Battlegrounds. Later.